Let's talk round 2. They got pick 43. They've already drafted a defensive end. They've really improved their run defense on the first level. What do you think they should do in round 2?
TJ Sanders, defensive tackle out of South Carolina. I'll tell you right now, man, this guy has a first step. This dude is put him right next to Mykel Williams. You can put him next to Bosa. I don't care. One thing I love about him is that he plays in space. He's got strong hands, plays with a lot of technique. He's got more than one move. I don't understand how he's getting unnoticed. Well, I mean, he may not have the numbers, but I'll tell you right now, man, getting him at defensive tackle would remarkably change everything. I mean, we already have Mykel Williams. You get TJ Sanders, and then you go and do what you want to do in the third round. We know the third round is crazy time in Niners world. We know that. But for what I see right now, bringing in the D tackle out of South Carolina is exactly what the Niners need to do. I think that we should stick with the trenches until we get off of them. If there's guys I'm not of the school of thought of trading back when there's good linemen there. Is just something that I don't want to do. I think that we need to strike. And Mykel Williams was more of a pick like that, right? Do you think, let me ask you this, Grant, do you think Mykel Williams would have been there if we'd have traded back?
I don't know about that. I'm not so sure about that. Hard to say.
Yeah. Hard to say.
The Niners were surprised that he lasted to 11.
Yeah. And they were trying to trade up before they got to him, right? So almost to the point we're glad we stay put, but I do believe that there's going to be a run. There was a huge run on offensive linemen in the first round that nobody really called, right? Josh Connolly got picked up late by the Commanders. So I think now would be a time for us to double down, go defense again, get the trenches handled, and draft TJ Sanders.
Love TJ Sanders. I think TJ Sanders would be a great pick.
Mm-hmm.
Flat out. I think he'd be a great fit, great pick. It's not necessarily who I'm going to go. I'm going to go a different way. Although if they take him as an A pick, I still have questions about Trent Williams. I know they keep saying he's coming back and everything's fine. And I guess it's my job to be skeptical. He still hasn't said anything. He still hasn't showed his face publicly. And the fact that they didn't take an offensive tackle in round 1, is it because they wanted Mykel Williams, or is it because Kelvin Banks Jr. got taken with the 9th pick? Were they trying to trade up for Mykel Williams, or were they trying to trade up for Kelvin Banks Jr. and the Saints said, no, we want him? I know you didn't want Kelvin Banks Jr. I kind of feel like the Niners did. And if Trent Williams was like contemplating retirement, and Kelvin Banks Jr. is off the board, I don't think I agree. Don't take Gray Zabel and hope he can play offensive tackle. Don't take Josh Connerly 20 picks too early. Don't take Josh Simmons there. Right. So I get that. But if they still have questions or they're worried, I could see him taking an offensive lineman in round 2, like Ariante Ursary. And if Trent comes back, he could play left guard for a year and then move over to left tackle. But let's assume Trent Williams is fine. Let's assume Trent Williams is coming back, just like the Niners say, and there's nothing to worry about there. Let's say he got another year or 2 of Trent. I'm going to go a little wild card here. Not quarterback.
Okay.
I'm going to stay with the defense. And your thought process is like, let's double down on the first level. And I love that. And if this player that I'm talking about isn't there, I would go with TJ Sanders. But at the top of my board, I think Sanders would be 2. And the top of my board would be the UCLA linebacker, Carson Schwessinger. He's a really good player. He would start right away. He's better than D Winters. He might even be able to like be the heir apparent at Mike linebacker after Fred Warner, but I think he'd be a great fit next to Warner. He's a hell of a player at a position that's kind of thin this year. He'd play 100% of the snaps. I like that guy.
You know,
and the thought process is you dress the first level of the defense. Let's get the second level of the defense, because it's possible a kick-ass will linebacker would make some of these defensive tackles look even better. I mean, we saw Greenlaw have that effect on these guys.
Yo, I like where your head is at.
Thank you.
Because Jahad Campbell, there's only one linebacker to go off the board, right? Jahad.
Him and Jalen Walker. I don't know what you want to call Jalen Walker.
Jalen Walker, whatever.
Yeah,
but,
exactly.
All right.
Jahad Campbell. Yeah. PrizePicks is sponsoring the Cohn Zone this year. PrizePicks is the leader in daily fantasy and the best place to win cash while watching sports. And the best part about the app is it's really easy to use. To create a lineup, all you have to do is pick more or less on a few players' stats. I'm a Niners guy. So, when I'm doing prize picks, I'm looking, the last couple of years, I'm looking at Deebo Samuel because I know Deebo Samuel better than Deebo Samuel knows Deebo Samuel. So if it's like drops, I'm taking more. Or if it's like punches thrown towards his long snapper on the sideline during the fourth quarter of a game, the 49ers will go on to win. I'm smashing more because I know the 49ers and I'm a prize picks guy. Now, maybe they didn't have those exact plays, but they have so many plays that'll make your head spin. And you can play prize picks in over 40 states, including California and Texas. Best part about it is the new user offer. Prize picks will give you $50 when you play your first $5 lineup. So win or lose, you'll get $50 just for playing. That sounds like a win to me. Use promo code Cohn, COHN, to claim your $50 today. Tell him Grant sent you.
But Carson?
One
thing I like is that the measurables are off the chain. Even though he's not that fast, he's a 4.7 guy, but he's got a 40-inch vert.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
And he's super
explosive. He could be a thumper. Well, what we need, because there's a certain type of linebacker we need too, right? We can't have two finesse guys. Fred is a finesse guy. Fred is good at what he does, but Fred, the butter of where his bread is that Fred is great moving backward.
Yep.
We need somebody to be a hammer.
Yeah,
I like this pick. It's stout. You know what I'm saying? One thing that I love about him, if you just look at his strengths, he's got a hot motor from sideline to sideline. This kid's got range. He's all over the place, which is Dre Greenlaw, right? Shows a dog mentality when chasing down the ball and carries the space. Also, one thing about him too is that he gets downhill in a hurry. He's got a quick trigger. He's got natural instincts. And another thing about him is that his football IQ is off the charts. I've never seen him in the wrong position. He always knows what's going on the field. And his body control and balance as a tackler and breaking down in space and driving through contacts with proper form he's kind of like, I'll put it like this. If we draft Carson, I'm putting money on John Lynch talking about his tackling form. Because the best tackling form that I've seen, Carson, is John Lynch. Remember John Lynch in his career? That was his moniker, being a perfect form tackler. That was what John Lynch did. And that's what I see when I see Carson play, especially when bowing up guys in the hole, coming down. So he's battle tested too. Another thing that we need to recognize too is for everything that he does on defense, he's battle tested in special teams too. We're going to get another special teams demon if he gets here. And team captain, class personified. So I wouldn't be mad at it. And we be getting the second or third best linebacker, depending on how you want to shake Jalen Walker. We be getting like the top 5 linebacker in the draft, and he can start right away.
You add Mykel Williams and Carson. I can't say his name. Carson Schwessinger. I feel like all of a sudden you have a serious defense. Like now you've really upgraded your front seven, and you're a corner away from having a defense that's top 10, 15. I mean. I'm with this coordinator. Well,
okay, I hear you, Grant, but the D tackles,
yep,
we don't have any of them.
That's what we're not done at the end of round 2.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and look, there's no guarantee that Carson will be there. I'm just going to call him Carson, young Carson. There's no guarantee he'll be there at 43 because someone else might want a linebacker, but. If he is, that's who I'd go with. If not, TJ Sanders is probably who I'd go with as well. Also, safety is kind of a wild card here. Like, what about if the dude from South Carolina happens to be there at 43?
He won't be there. If he is, pick him.
Right?
If he is, pick him.
Yeah.
Like if Nick Emanwari is there at 43, which would be wild. Pick him.
What about Will Johnson? Will Johnson won't be there, will he?
No, I wouldn't pick him even if he was. The injury stuff.
Yeah.
He might. They're talking about him like his career, like he never may be what he was in college. That's how they're going about his career. So I wouldn't go DB. I even thought the kid out of KU, the UK that got picked up, what was his name? The kid that got picked up in the first round from Kentucky. I think he's overrated. Hairston.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So DB is a weird, Johnny Barron's a dog, don't get it twisted, but DB is it's a weird draft for DB this year. But linebacker, you would be getting the best guy possible. Also, but I, the only reason why I think Carson Schwishinger would be a little premature is because they're really hard up on Chris Paul, linebacker out of Ole Miss. That's been somebody that they've been really hot on, right?
That's true.
And with Chris Paul, you may be able to get a Chris Paul in the third round, right? So
that's true. I think Carson's better, but
he is better.
But I mean, maybe not that much better.